I am about to head out to Delaware Canal State Park, so I'll see you there. I have arrived. It's right on the Delaware River, which is one of my favorite places. I go to Washington Crossing State Park all the time because it's right on the river. Also, there is in New Jersey, on the other side, obviously, of the Delaware River, there is a state park. I'm not going to remember what it's called right now, but they have campsites right on the Delaware, and it's beautiful. I've never been here. Oh, this is gorgeous. Let me show you around. I got the last parking space, which it wasn't a tight squeeze, but because I pulled up here and then backed in, it doesn't have a really sharp turning radius. So when you back in somewhere, you make a really wide arc, and I actually bumped into one of these posts. That's okay. I left enough room for both of the people on either side of me to get out nicely, easily. All right, let's see. Oh, it's such a beautiful day today. It's only 73 right now. Thought it was going to be hotter. Feels hotter some places, and here it feels nice and cool. Of course, I guess on the water always feels cooler. I imagine this building up here was probably around in the time of George Washington and the Revolutionary War. Just a guess. Looks like it. So I've heard of lots of canals, but I never realized that the Delaware River was considered a canal. Maybe this isn't the Delaware River like I thought it was. Don't know. The lifestyle described here is very similar to van life. Okay, the Delaware River is not the Delaware Canal. Here's the canal, the lock. Guess you can't walk in. I don't know, can you? This is open. I'd like to. There's nothing that is posted that says you can't walk in here, so it's got open gap, so just be careful. I don't want to drop my phone. Okay, this is just one remaining lock. I think everything else has been torn down, and it's just a path that you can ride on or walk on. Oh, but how pretty. I wonder how many locks still exist. Look at this. Oh, a little bit of water in this one. Just a little bit. Some fish or water bugs. I don't know what. Look how pretty the stonework was. I think they'll be back in about half an hour. But I got my sticker and I got a map, so I should be able to figure out what to do. This is a gorgeous day for walking. I don't even need hiking poles or hiking boots. I think I'll just mosey on down that canal for a ways and see how far I can get. I could go in my sandals if I wanted to. I mean, it is the towpath that people walked up and down with mules and pulled the boats, so it's flat. There's a single restroom in this red building and water. I'm gonna walk this just a little bit, but not very far, because if I'm reading this map correctly, the big wobbly long elongated oval that I drew on the map that says Delaware Canal State Park is where I am right now. It is at mile marker 42, which is the number in orange with the orange dot. And that black dot, which is the ranger's office, is also, I think, this former lock, although it doesn't give you the lock number. But if you look at the map, you can see different black dots that have names. Spars, if going north, or I don't know if that's north, but up. Spars Bridge, Upper Black Eddy, etc. None of them say lock until you get to lock number 20. Now lock number 20, if I'm counting this correctly, is at mile marker 47, which would be 5 miles from here. Now if I look down on the map, again, Giving Pond Recreation Area is a black dot. Mile marker, you can see mile marker in the orange dot, 41, 40, and then 39, which has a number. And so that alone right there is 4 miles, and there's no lock mentioned, just the Giving Pond Recreation Area, and that's all I see. So I can't get to a lock from here easily by walking. It would take me a long time. I could do it, but I don't want to spend that much time. I'm going to walk down the towpath just a little ways and then come back and head out to my next state park. But one day I'll come back and I'm going to walk all these locks that are still in existence. 17, 15, 16, 14, 13, 12. If a lock is no longer in existence, it will say. So for instance, you get down here and there's plenty of locks, but locks number 2 and 3 are former locks. So is Tide Lock and lock number 1. I want to walk the whole path, but who knows if I'll get to it someday. I give up. The leaves are just beginning to change a little bit here in northeastern Pennsylvania. You can still see the depression where the canal was. I find it interesting that they built a canal along the cliff of this. I mean, this is a cliff face here, guys. It's like a mountain. It's very tall, like 50 feet or something. I wonder if there's a particular reason why they did that. I wonder if that's the plant that is currently blowing seed. The leaves look the same on that plant that's blowing the seeds around. They look like dandelion seeds. I wonder if that's milkweed. I've never seen it before. I don't see any butterflies though to confirm. The bridge is in a gap between the two hills, and then it goes back up. Can barely see it. Pretty steep. George Washington, George Washington, I believe, invested in a canal. I think it was called the Chesapeake and Ohio, and as the name suggests, went from the Chesapeake Bay to, I'm assuming, the Ohio River. It has obviously multiple locks as well. It has a towpath that mules used to tow the boats along it. And I have a book that describes the history of it. And would like to walk that one day as well. They don't allow, as far as I know, backpacking, so I can't bring a backpack and tent camp along the way. I'm gonna have to coordinate with someone to drive my van at various different points, and then camp overnight somewhere in town. I don't think they allow you to camp in your vehicle at the different points of entry, you know, the parking lots that get you to the various parts of the canal. Beautiful. One of the wilder, more untamed areas that I've ever visited. Lots of area for wildlife. Here you can see a little hill, but this is half the size of the hill and the further down the path that we just came from. Photograph. It doesn't show. So this looks like a more modern bridge. I just saw a car drove over it. Pretty. I think I'm going to turn around here, guys. I think what we'll probably find is that I've walked about a mile. I'm going to look on the map when I get back and see if these two bridges are on the map, see how far I actually did drive. This park is very different than Washington Crossing, which supposedly is on the same side of the Delaware River. I must have my bearings not straight, because I thought I was on the Pennsylvania side, not the New Jersey side. Oh, okay, I know why. Washington Crossing State Park, which is an interesting place if you ever get to go, has a park on either side of the Delaware River. And that's why they're showing it. The part that I like is on the New Jersey side. You do have to go over this tiny, and I mean tiny little bridge to get over to New Jersey. I'm sure you could find another bridge much farther down or up the Delaware. But the one that GPS always takes me to is so small, it was a tight fit with my Honda CR-V. I'm not going to do it with my van because the side mirrors stick out way too far. I would find a different bridge. But it is more of a historical interpretation. It is where General George Washington crossed the Delaware to get away from, I guess, to attack the Hessians and then to get away from them in Trenton, New Jersey. Is it Trenton? Now I'm not remembering my history. Anyway, wherever they were when he attacked them in New Jersey on New Year's Eve. And there's like a house, and they usually do soldier encampments, things like that. So it's very much geared towards historical interpretation. This is just a walking path. Very peaceful. What I would call a mountain on this side. The wall of rock on this side in the afternoon makes this very much all shade. And the sun's going to even go down even further. Make this even more shade. Right now it's dappled. Make this even more shady. Very pleasant to walk in the afternoon. But there's no historical interpretation here. There was that did it have a name? A post with 3 big, large posters on it. A tri-poster? I don't know. The 3 different pieces of information about the canal and the locks. But that's all I've seen on this towpath so far. I think it's just more of a recreational area. You gotta make sure that you look up when you're walking on this towpath, or you'll miss things like this. Reminds me of Cathedral Rock in Watkins Glen. You don't always see everything the first time. Hello, ma'am. What a shame that the lock doesn't still exist intact. I'm assuming that they repurposed all that stone for other things. Would have been nice to walk along it and seeing the water, see boats. Maybe not nice to see the mules and the pooping on the path. But it's a shame that, at least in this section of it, there's very little of it remaining. Maybe in the other sections that have the real walks still intact. Let's see if the ranger is back. They have canoes back there, kayaks rather. I don't know if that's for the river or it can't be for this lock. There's no water in it. I meant to say canal. It looks like they're not going to be back for a while. I wonder if these are some of the old bottles that they found along the canal. Neat. There are quite a few cars here. I wonder if these are folks who... I don't see any bike racks actually. I'm just wondering if maybe they came here and biked a longer distance and planned to spend most of the day biking. I can't fathom why there would be so many cars here. They all have easy passes too. I don't know. Maybe this parking is used for something else. Oh, there's the ranger.